Okay, hello everybody, how you doing? I hope you had a lovely Easter. So, quite a few people have been in touch today as Nicola Bulley is now back in the mainstream media. Why it took them so long to pick up on Maria's video, I don't know, but they have. Maybe they had to get permission from Maria to show it, I'm not sure. So there's quite a few articles in the press today, including Sky News as well, so not just the press. But I did find this one particularly interesting in the Daily Mail. This was updated. It came out this afternoon and then it was updated with a little bit more information. So it starts off with police divers return to river where Nicola Bulley's body was found. And we know about this to find more answers and potential evidence, which I found interesting for the coroner, and to help the family understand what happened to the mother of two. Now, as many of you are aware, I did make a video on Maria's video the day after she put that video out. And my initial thought was that they are there for the coroner, which has turned out to be correct. So they were there on instructions of the coroner. And the police apparently they often, if there's something that the coroner's stuck on, or if he needs to gather more evidence, he can instruct the police to go and do this, which is what has apparently happened. Okay. So it goes on. There's Maria's footage there. And then it talks about specialists were filmed in the River Wyre in Lancashire, less than a mile from the bank where the mother of two disappeared. So they're talking about this when the specialists were there. So we're going backwards now for some reason. They're talking about what happened in the past. And then it goes on. Dr. James Edley, senior coroner for Lancashire, has asked Lancashire Police to return to the water for investigative work. I know I've said that wrong. I know. To help confirm her cause of death and what happened before she was found. It says here in the reads on February the 20th. Now, we know that's wrong. It was the 19th, so that's a mistake. And it goes on, a senior national police source, don't know who this is, they haven't named their source, with experience of similar cases, this is the update I think, told Mail Online that the decision to send divers back shows how serious the investigation is being taken. The coroner clearly wants more answers and potential evidence, the insider added. So that's interesting. I do find it interesting when they say a source. They won't name the source. So really it could be anybody saying that. It doesn't really help. But that I found that bit quite interesting. So we've got somebody, a senior police officer with experience, is basically confirming that there's some questions by the coroner. Now, all the people that have been knocking me and others for questioning this entire case, now maybe they'll lay off us a little bit, because if it was just a clear-cut suicide, why is the coroner asking these questions and sending the police back? So clearly we did have reason to question this, because we could literally list off the top of our heads at least 10 things that didn't add up about this case. One or two could be a coincidence, but there's just so much that doesn't make any sense. So I, for one, am really glad that this has happened, because we need answers. Now, whether the coroner is going to be impartial, I don't know. We know he's done series for Channel 5. So we all know Channel 5 and Dan Walker, and who's Emma's friend, Emma White's friend. Can we trust that? I don't know. But at least the coroner is now asking questions. So the article goes on. Let's see if there's anything else. No. Right. Oh, sorry, there is. Okay, a spokesman for HN Coroner said the investigation will take time to complete to ensure that as complete a picture as possible of the facts concerning Miss Bulley's death is presented at the inquest. This will assist the family in understanding what occurred. So I'm thinking that this is targeted. When they say the family, I'm thinking more her parents and her sister, not Paul. Is he family? There wasn't married. He was a partner. So to me, they're talking about her, her parents. Footage of the divers shows the police activity. The divers can be seen wading through the water next to the weir. The divers climbed over the weir and one had been floating on his back in the water. And then it says here, Miss Bulley's body was found a mile downstream among reeds and undergrowth, but a cause of death has not been made public, because it hasn't. This is what I don't get. They usually they will tell us the results of the post-mortem, but they won't. They're making us wait for the inquest. It's a bit strange. They're just telling us what this person died of. Goes on, an inquest into her death is to be heard on Monday the 26th of June at County Hall in Preston. Does anybody have any information on whether anyone can go to that? Is it public? Just out of interest, I'll do a little bit of research, but if anyone knows the answers, please let me know in the comment section underneath this video. And I'll have a look for myself as well. We can confirm this is us carrying out some work at the direction of His Majesty's coroner now, isn't it? Lancashire Police faces several probes over its handling of the case. So we know that the force was widely criticised. And again, I genuinely do believe that they got this really, really wrong. And she was murdered, in my opinion. I do believe this. The whole thing just doesn't add up. The changing of they changed the phone from the floor to the bench, because if it's on the floor, it indicates a struggle. If it's on the bench, it indicates that she's put it there and then gone to kill herself. It seems that they seem to be changing certain little facts to suit the narrative. Really bizarre. Anyway, so it goes on. A body was discovered by psychic Jason Rothwell. Again, what that just in itself. An inquest into her death was opened and adjourned later in February. Told the 4-minute hearing at Preston Coroner's Court that Miss Bulley was identified by dental records. He added the remainder of the evidence will require further evaluation and no cause of death was given. The inquest is due to resume this summer. The Independent Office for Police Conduct has already begun investigating Miss Buller's prior contact with police. An officer carried out a welfare check at her home 7 days before she went missing. And the Information Commissioner's Office, which focuses on data privacy, has made initial inquiries with the force to understand the reasons for disclosing Miss Bulley's personal information at the press conference. So sad. And then it goes on. Police had twice searched the area where Nicola Bulley was found before a member of the public discovered her body in the reeds. This doesn't make any sense. Twice, okay? Twice they searched that area with water search dogs in the boat, in the dinghy, whatever you want to call it. It's a dinghy, isn't it? They had dogs in the water, so the dog would have sniffed the reed. And I know that people are saying that how Peter Folding sonar works underwater. I still believe that they would have found her body had it been there. And also remember that Jason Rothwell said that Nicola's body was actually floating down a bit and then it ended up in the reeds. But again, that's just from him. That guy, I'm sorry, right? There's something about that guy. and the way he's always around dead bodies, like a certain other person we know about. And apparently they're friends on social media, I'm told. What's that about? Really bizarre. Something not right there. Okay. And why was Jason Rothwell even there? Has he said why? That his psychicness led him there? Come on. Just to add as well, that Nicola, if she had been there for 3 weeks, surely, this sounds really awful, but there would be a smell. And also, just to add, we had a subscriber contacted me. Sorry, it's such a long video, but there's so much to get through. A subscriber did contact me and say that surely they can tell by the water whether it was salt water or fresh water where she died. And that is a very, very good point. Because she was found over the weir, remember? So she wouldn't have, if she died before the weir, then she wouldn't have the salt water. So they must be able to tell. Anyway, it says professional teams have been scouring the length of the river. Yet it was a man and a woman going for a simple Sunday stroll. Yes, of course. Why was he even there? A simple Sunday stroll that sparked a huge police operation. It's insane. I thought he said that he was a psychic and his psychic powers led him there. The pair spotted something in an outcrop of trees and undergrowth. Now, we've been told by Jason that isn't true, that he's seen Nicola's body floating in the middle of the water along the bank and called the emergency services at 11:36. With the whole area on high alert, 2 police officers sped to the scene. A witness saw the man pointing toward the reed. That to me looked like a photo op, that pointing. It was just horrendous. And like I've pointed out before, those officers were laughing. We've seen that. It was a body down there. It was a body of a woman. There is definitely a body down there. How would they know it was a woman from up there? If she was in the reeds and she was unidentifiable apart from dental records, how would he know that it's the body of a woman? Just saying. Was she clothed as well is the question. A walker made his way down towards the spot by the bank as one of the policemen launched a drone to take a closer look. Within minutes, the helicopter was on the scene. It says officers aggressively cleared the area as a huge cordon was set up. But was there a cordon? Was there any tape? I didn't see any. So, interesting. So that's that one. Now, ironically, Paz sent me a message today, and he had a screenshot of something that was written on, I think it was on Twitter, and I'm going to show it you now. Let me know what you think. Is this more bullshit or is this real? So this was taken today. I'm not sure if it was on Twitter. Joanne Leslie says, apparently, so I've heard, Nicola Bulley's body was dropped from a height according to her autopsy. Unsure if true, but definitely suspicious. So this is an interesting statement. Does anybody know who Joanne Leslie is? Joanne Leslie, if you ever hear this, where did you find this out? Please contact me. I'd love to speak to you. Remember, the family will have been made aware the results of the autopsy. They will know that now. So one of them could have spoken out. So again, it says that the body was dropped from a height. That could explain why the coroner is sending the police back in. Because if that was the case, if her body was dropped from a height, we would think that it was dropped down the bank, which is what many people suspected. If you want to put body in the water and you're going to pick the spot where the road is along it and you've got the wall to give you some cover should anybody drive past. So this is interesting. So if anyone knows anything about this, please let me know. Another thing I found interesting was the Blackpool Gazette. They've covered this as well, and majority of the article is the same stuff that's in the Daily Mail article, and all the other articles that are out today. But there was something at the bottom of this one that caught my attention. And it says, the coroner has asked Lancashire Police not to discuss the case in either social media or the mainstream media ahead of the inquest. So there we have confirmation that the media have been hushed. I was accused yesterday by somebody under one of my videos of just making that up. How do you know that the media have been told to be quiet? I says, well, it's pretty obvious. Well, for that person, there you go. There's your confirmation. The coroner has asked the Lancashire Police, to not discuss the case in either social media or the mainstream media ahead of the inquest. Basically, if it wasn't for Maria, big up Maria, we would never have known about the police. Now, for all we know, the police have been back before Maria filmed them on the 4th. They could have been back several times. We wouldn't know. It was just by chance that Maria was there. They could have been there the day before. They could have been there the day after. We just don't know how many times the police have been going back to the River Wyre and around the weir. Just something to think about and just putting that out there. So there's your confirmation of a D notice. Well, not an exact D notice, but it's still, they're asking no one to talk about it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Probably be live tomorrow night to discuss all of this and a few more things that have come in. So we'll have a good catch up about that, and I'll probably bring out another video in the next couple of days with some more information that I was going to bring out anyway. But obviously this today took precedence over that. There's been a lot of information coming in from people, so I want to say a massive thank you. I will be putting these videos together every day or every other day with updates, but I think tomorrow night we'll do a live stream, we'll have a catch up, and we'll have, we'll just discuss this latest event in the mainstream media where they're discussing all this. So I'll see you then. Take care. Bye.